Hey guys and gals, welcome to this week's Pre-Foreclosure Daily Grind Tip of the Week. Chris the Drummer Bowes, Bob LaChance. Hopefully everyone is having a fantastic week so far. First, a couple announcements. Next week we have our Prop Tracker Call, which is our online real estate management tool. Second to none, awesome. Try it out. Anyway, we have our open Q&A and a little state of the state, what's going on. We're going to talk a lot about what's going on with the whole robo-signing and foreclosure freeze next week. So it is awesome. But anyway, this week, what we're going to touch upon and talk about this week are working with real estate investors and submitting and doing their short sale processing. I don't know if you guys know, we do a lot of different processing for ourselves, for agents, and for investors. But right now, we're going to touch upon just dealing with investors. And we are going to be doing a webinar coming up with outsourcing your short sales with Amy in our company Short Sale Daily News. So if you guys want to check out a good video blog or a article blog site, so on and so forth, shortsaledailynews.com. But anyway, today, outsourcing short sales we're going to touch upon and working with investors. Chris, let me ask you a question. What do you feel lately, because we've been dealing with a lot of investors lately, and we're running into these challenges of their ridiculously low offers. That's one of the things that we're going to touch upon. Talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, basically just when investors are, a lot of times like they don't understand really how the short sale process works, how banks work. A lot of investors may be new to the game, and so we've definitely gotten a lot of properties where a property's worth upwards of, let's say, $425,000, $450,000, and the offer that I get, the initial offer I get is like $205,000 or $230,000. So obviously not going to fly.
Right, so just know, and this is for investors just starting out, and this is a great learning experience also. Typically start your offer at, if you're going to start and do the process, start at about 65 to 70% of fair market value. Because if you're dealing with a $400,000 property and the bank accepts your offer at 70% of $400,000,
you're still making good money.
You know, you're buying a property at $280,000. Don't go in at a 50% offer and expect that it gets accepted.
That's not that it even gets looked at.
Yeah, not even looked at. Okay, and let's go a step further. We're gonna take a step further along with that. And properties, typically, majority of properties and majority of lenders right now require properties to be listed. So that's tip number 2. Okay, tip number 1 is what to offer in your initial starting offer and what not to offer.
Right.
That's tip 1 and 2. Tip 3 is majority of these properties need to be listed. Banks require this. So when you send in your short sale package, just know that they may and most likely require these properties to be listed. Can't tell you how many times Chris gets the process started, and lo and behold, they come back to him saying, property's not listed.
I won't even start the process if it's not listed. Yeah, honestly, because then I'm not going to waste my time. So.
Right, so Chris knows that. The point is, Chris
We're
knows
telling
that
you
right
guys so you know that as well.
Exactly. So, and that's a huge, huge thing. That's a huge misconception right now. So make sure that if you're going to run the course of a short sale, find out up front the property needs to be listed, because you will be wasting your time if it doesn't. Think about this. And when you submit the short sale package, another tip on top of that, Chris, the best thing to do is follow a listing history. Okay, when you're going to submit the offer, and this rolls into tip number 3, 4, or 5. I don't know, with a deal that we're working on right now with Fannie Mae. Anyway, when you submit your offer and it has a listing history, submit the listing history along with your offer. Okay, it's very, very important. If you have any buyer's feedback, submit that in with your short sale package also, because that is going to play in to the reason why the bank should accept your offer.
Just know too, like Chase is one of the lenders. There's only a couple lenders. Chase really the biggest one that actually does ask for the listing history. Anyways, they require it as part of their short sale package.
Because they also have a review board also that takes a look at what your offer comes in at, what the BPO or appraisal comes back at, and they look at everything. Excuse me. So if you have an actual buyer's feedback or listing history, then it's going to be easier for you to rebut if they come back with a ridiculously high value.
Right.
Fannie Mae, talk about the deal that we're working on right now where the listing history was X, the appraisal was Xer.
Yeah, this is...
and the offer was Wire.
Yeah, this is a fun one where the property is listed at 185. It has been for 4 months since June, and the recent counter I got from the bank was 190, which not going to get an offer for 190 when a property is listed at 185, especially because this is one where top producing agent we work with, he's trying to sell a 2-bed ranch in a neighborhood with 3-bed ranches predominantly. So no way that even comps on the street are going to validate, even if they're up around 190, they're still going to validate.
And you would think that an appraiser doing this appraisal could adjust the value accordingly if there's no 2-bed comps around. Unfortunately, make sure you guys know too, a good way to combat the actual appraisal is to have the person reviewing the appraisal report look to see if those comps are 3 beds or 2 beds. Okay, just make sure, because that's a huge one. In our neck of the woods, you're talking about a $50,000 swing on one going from 3-bed to 2-bed, because the buyer's pool in a 2-bed properties are a heck of a lot smaller than 3-bed, one bath, 1.5 bath properties.
Right.
So, dude, that's a lot of tips. You want to throw in anything else on top of that?
No, I think we're good. I think that's good for today.
All right, cool. But anyway,
Keep them on more.
we're doing a webinar coming up, shortsaledailynews.com, in reference to outsourcing your loss mitigation work, how to pick the loss mitigator, who best to use, who not to use, so on and so forth. It's going to be killer. And also next week, proptracker.com, that's our open webinar and Q&A that we do every single month. We're going to go over a lot of what's going on with this whole foreclosure freeze debacle. So if you want to check it out, go to proptracker.com, proptrackr.com. Chris the Drummer Bowles, Bob LaChance getting back to you with this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week.